subtitle system, U2798. I do believe it cost me, as you can see, 5 English escudos. And I'll be completely honest with you, I picked it up primarily for this hose here. So today we're going to figure out why we're going to break the rest of this for spares, but harvest some parts along the way. And it's running well enough that we can give it a go and see what it's got. Hello, my vacuum cleaner and vintage Hoover chums. How are you today? This is one of the mid-late 1990s run of the Hoover Turbopower one. So sadly not a beautiful machine like the earlier ones. The plastic's a bit cheaper. It's the more common red colour. Oh, bless them. These are the machines that I remember being thrown out left and right into the skip, and some for very good reason, as I found out on occasion pulling said machines from skips. This one has exactly that issue. We shall get to that shortly. I'm just unwrapping our cable, which, although is this modernish moulded plug, the pneumatic heads amongst you will recognise it. It's pretty flipping similar to the old style cables on a pneumatic. So that is spare part number one. The cable is lovely, because that's what this machine is, really. It's a spares machine. I've got the spare I want off of it. We shall see what else there is. It has a bag. I'm not going to touch it yet because it's very, very full, and I want to turn the machine on. And it does have a brush roll, so, you know, I could stop complaining really for the £5 that I paid for this machine and turn it on, which we do from up here. It's being the cheap later model. There is no switch in the handle. That is all just blanked off like so. There is no bag full indicator. There is no light. Oh, bag full indicator. Also air freshener light there. It's not a third party. Air freshener holder and bag full light. I mean, it does run. Better belt on it would do okay. There we go. It has locked itself in. It is trying, but yeah, the belt is utterly stuffed and it sounds absolutely awful, and a lot of that isn't due to the full bag, but it does have a hose. So for a laugh, we can see if it even registers anything on our suction meter. I mean, call that 22, which is actually the same as the Maytag bagless. I'd argue that this has sharper feeling airflow than the Maytag bagless, but I'm calling them the same results. I shall add that to the list, although I wouldn't take this as, you know, the definitive amazingness of a refurb to the Turbopower. No. It does have a 1. No, sadly this thing has some quite major issues. Let us have a look at the bottom, because we need to strip the bottom to take the hood off to have a look at why this machine is a parts machine. First off, we're going to take out the one part that I want, which is the hose. I don't like reclining Turbopowers with their hose in place because it just bends them all over the shop. Come on, there we go. So I'll take this out. Yeah, I want this for my Hoover Turbopower Freedom. So now I have literally no excuse to not get that machine restored. I'm even going to get this refurbished and washed up the hose before I even touch that machine, so we can just jump straight into it. Yeah, this machine has a very big lean. And those of you who know a little bit about Hoover Turbopower ones will know that a lean can be a bad thing. Right, let's just remove our 5-screw base plate, because it's a later model. We will have a date of it in a bit, but we'll get to the ratings plate later. It'll be easier soon, I'm sure. Right, let's take the base plate off. I mean, very good, not very good base plate. Still broken. That has done what it does, but very glueable. That will be decent enough for spare parts number 1. Oh, we have a Hoover belt. What the? It's a very, very worn Hoover belt. But, oh, I'm not even going to be able to get it off. Come on, I'll push it over the belt spindle. It has 2 holes in it. So, it obviously wasn't long for this world. And yeah, that is very, very stretched. Ooh. Second good part is a very, very good looking activator brush roll. I might also wash this up and keep it as perhaps the better one for my Turbopower Freedom. It's got bearings in it. It's not too chopped up with fluff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely worth what I paid for it just for that. These, I've sold a few of these before, but I've also got a load of them. So I think I'm just going to throw that away. Let's take the hood screws out next. And we can flip it over. Lift off the hood, taking this with us. This height control adjustment knob I'll keep. This hood is pretty trash though. It's just not worth saving at all. It's got deep gouges all over it. It's not really any good for anybody. Oh my goodness, hello you disgusting horrible thing. White plastic motor. It is a modern motor. We may later on in the video get a sound difference test out of it. But if you can see here, look, see that crack in there? That is our biggest issue for this whole machine. The trunnion has cracked. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. I wouldn't have to push the release pedal down. It's just going to be broken. So we'll take that screw out. Then I'm going to take the bag door hinges off. Oh, come on. Okay. The bag door's probably worth something to someone. And this bit isn't broken either, so yeah, that's probably savable. Take this very full bag out, which isn't a genuine Hoover bag at all, but I don't think that's a massive problem for this machine. Then we can take the fill tube screws out and pull our fill tube out of there. Pull these 2 wires off. And undo the pivot clamps. And then in theory you can separate, oh there we go, this from that, and yeah, there is our broken piece of plastic. And this is what affects all Hoover Turbopowers, sadly, even the really old nice ones, rather than this. And there isn't really a way to fix it. I think even with 3D printing you would struggle to find some way to rebuild that, and especially colour match it, which would make it just as bad. This side hasn't gone. Normally sometimes they crack there, but yeah, the back housing is starting to split. So yeah, the whole thing is just gone really. Oh, something did break because there's another screw post. So that is why this machine was trash, but I'm going to keep it for spares. And one of the things that I want to keep it for spares for is the motor, because a decent Hoover Turbopower motor is quite a rare thing to have. They're getting on a little bit now, so I'd quite like to rebuild this one. So what I'm going to do now is plug this back in, like so. Then, with it plugged in and me staying very well away from those, we're going to turn it on and see what the motor itself sounds like. absolutely stupid idea because now it's got no bag on it. Oh, great. But it runs, it actually does it. It's not the worst running turbo power motor I've ever heard. It is, however, a horrible sounding turbo power motor because it's a bit more modern. But I'm going to get this one refurbished, and I've also got another turbo power motor that I would like to restore. So we might keep this chassis about as well, and probably will do because it's a total system chassis. So it's probably worth saving that too. The chassis itself is fine. The whole bottom end is okay. I'm probably going to keep every single spare from there. And in a minute, we'll come back with 2 restored motors. It could take a few months for me, but for you it'll be a couple of seconds. And yeah, we can work out if they sound any better and see if we can tell a difference between the old and new style. A few days later, and we find ourselves with almost a getting reassembled Hoover Turbo Power. I've cleaned and kept this base chassis quite nice, because again it's got a very total system-y thing which is bespoke to the machine. Then the motor is why we're here really. It's clamped back down, it's been fully restored with new bearings and the like, and as you can see I have some wire coming from it. There you go, turn it on and see if it sounds any different or better. Now the bearings weren't cooked on it, so very nice indeed. A little bit of sparking from the armature, but you know, it's all bit apart. The carbons will want to bed back in. So yeah, that is one decent-ish motor. But we got another one. I don't know if you remember a video from a while ago, we stripped down the Hoover Turbo Boost. Well, it sort of stripped itself down. We picked the decent bits from the pile of plastic rubbish on the floor. This was its motor, and this is an older style. Look, it's got the light. This will be from late 80s, early 90s. This is late 90s. And I mean, the difference is just in the plastics. And it's that I think gives these a much more distinct sound than these. And there's only really one way we're going to work that out. Now it's for me to get this motor fitted into this chassis. Then with this motor mounted into the chassis, we shall pop a light bulb into the machine, because it might light up. And we'll see if this sounds any different. A bit more powerful as well, but it just hasn't got that high-pitched whine on it. Right, why doesn't the bulb work? I don't actually see if it went pop. Oh, I think it is blown. Let's have another bulb, because they're only cheap little bulbs. They could be. Oh, hang on, are these even? Ah! That's why, silly me, we've just gone and put 240 volts through a 12 volt light bulb. Well, that'd be why they don't work. Darn, I don't think I've got any other turbo power bulbs. Oh no. Well, we're probably not going to have a light bulb because I don't think I have one. Yeah, well, I hope that was an impressive flash and then pop on camera, because that's the best that's going to have. And yeah, well, it probably does work. The fact that it blew up that 12 volt bulb means that it has voltage going to it. Don't just come off. These crimps are not nice that I've used on this cable. But that's fine. The cable was not the point of this video. I've got rid of a bit of scrap, and I'm going to try and sell those red turbo power bits that were any good quite cheaply. And I've now got 2 decent motors and a decent total system mid-frame, which I'm going to keep at least these for now, just in case I need them for a spares machine. This motor probably going to go up for sale, might help somebody. They're getting quite rare now. A decent turbo power motor with any flavour. The fan, unless you've got some old stock somewhere, no chance. Carbon brushes, I've got a fair few. A decent armature, again, you've got to get a scrap motor. So you either plunk this in as it is and have a slightly different noise, or you can put the coil and the armature and the fan into an older shell, which I think is what makes the difference. The plastic is just a bit thicker. And yeah, that was us scrapping a Hoover Turbopower total system. What do you think? What parts do you harvest from old Hoovers when you need to throw them away? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you need the Turbopower parts, I might still have them by the time this video goes out. I'm probably going to chuck them on eBay quite cheaply at some point in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and until the next hopeless Hoover that just needs breaking down for some spares, I will see you soon. Bye bye.